Hello everyone, and welcome to the second installment in my Memoir 44 breakthrough campaign, which covers Operation Bagration. We've reached as I said, the second scenario of the northern part of the offensive. There's going to be a center part and a southern part as well. The first one was on the Battle of Vitebsk, and this one is on the Battle of Polotsk. The first playtest has just ended, and it's resulted in a German win. Germans have got 12 victory medals, which is the number that's required, and the Russians have got 9. However, the Russians have only got 1 victory medal. Not quite sure which one that is. I guess I should have, the Germans have it again, so actually it's 8, so this one should be removed, and the Germans actually have 13, which they don't need. So how do I keep this scenario interesting for the Germans as well? And they actually won, because they start with all the victory medals in their possession. They are also victory medals for the Russians and objective medals for the Russians. That is all the town hexes in the railroad bridge and this particular bridge as well. The railroad bridge is actually an objective medal for both sides, and they all start in German control. Also, Recon 1 cards, the Russians can play them as air power cards. The Germans can play them, they can forego taking 2 cards and just take 1 after playing it, and then take a victory medal. Well, that's of course a no-brainer. That's something they will practically always do. And that symbolizes the fact that the Russians need to keep going, need to keep pushing. They really adopted the doctrine of deep battle during Operation Bagration, which meant that, as I said, they just had to keep going, keep pushing. And, this simply means that, the card is meant for them to keep the pressure up on the Russians. And this just means that they've been making, too slow progress, really. There are also depleted units on the part of the Germans. What that does is they can just try and eliminate Russian units. And if they get eliminated themselves, that doesn't actually hurt them, because depleted units don't give the opponent a medal. And it actually fits thematically as well, because the German generals really sent security forces forward to stem the Russian tide, which is basically what these depleted units symbolize. Over here, the Germans can enter reinforcements. At the start of each of their turns, they roll 2 dice. If they roll 1 star, they get an infantry unit, which has to start on the entry hex. The next hex they move into has to be the railroad hex, the rail station hex. And so that's how if they roll 2 stars, then they can take a supported infantry instead, not 2 infantry. The Russians also start with a number of partisan units, and they are simply denoted by using the French resistance emblems, the badges. Those can actually be eliminated. So they're both a blessing and a curse. They can really harass the Germans, as they should. At the beginning, you cannot see their starting positions now, but they can really harass the troops around Polotsk. But they can also be taken out, and they, unlike the depleted units, do grant the opposing player medals. So I'm actually quite happy with the way this scenario turned out. I will playtest it several more times, of course, and see how that ends. But it does stay rather tight until the end, which is what I actually like my scenarios to be like. So I'll get back to you after another playtest, or actually before that, I will show you the starting lineup in my next video for this particular scenario. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.